I was diagnosed so young that I don't really remember my old self.
It was so scary and it was terrifying for me because I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like the amount of isolation and self-hate I had for myself because I felt something was wrong with me.
For most of my life, I kept my chronic illness a secret. I didn't want to be seen as different, weak, or like I couldn't do things. So I lied about it.
After I got diagnosed, I asked my mom if God was punishing me because I was like, why do I have to have this?
It took me over 20 years to realize that hiding it wasn't protecting me, it was isolating me. You can't get the support you need if people don't know what you're going through.
I actually met a girl or connected with a girl on Instagram who was diagnosed at 5 and she's 16 now. So it's something I'm so grateful for and that has made me so touched that I'm able to help this girl, right? She's like, how did you deal with high school? How did you manage being so tired all the time? And having had MS since I was 10 to, what am I now, 37, I'm really able to help people. And that has like changed my life because for 23 years, I kept it secret.
For those who don't get it, those who don't understand, why was it you kept it silent for so long?
Because there wasn't any visibility out there in terms of looking and seeing someone else who had this disease. So it was extremely isolating and there was a lot of like hating myself, hating my body. Why is this happening to me? All I wanted to be was like everybody else. So that caused me to lie a lot. Why do you go to the doctor so much? Oh, I'm having some issue with like my leg. I'm having ear problems all the time. Right. Oh, just another sinus infection. And because I didn't want anyone to know that I was different. I held this kind of expectation for myself where if they can run a mile in this many seconds, I'm gonna run a mile in this many seconds. And I didn't take any type of help from the school system or anything like that. I was just so embarrassed, so ashamed.
Yeah.
I hid my disease, but that ended up just being more isolating, which just was really hard for me.
Yeah. Well, because it's an isolating condition as it is, but then for you to like take those extra steps to keep it hidden, to keep it unseen, all the more isolating. But when you started adulting, right? Why keep it hidden then?
Well, first off, I had a very hard time accepting I was sick. Yeah. And as an adult, I was still so ashamed because, I grew up with my parents and the doctors telling me, you can't tell anyone. You can't tell anyone or you won't get a job. There's no Obamacare, there's no pre-existing condition protection. So you cannot tell anyone. Employers, I didn't tell friends because that same thing. And when I moved to LA and I got out of the corporate world and I was doing stuff like modeling and acting, it became even more so of an issue because in this industry, if you tell people on set, right, look, time is money, you're a liability, you might not show up. And so they're not gonna hire you. So coming out about it, I was like, I'm not gonna get work. People aren't gonna wanna work with me. I'm like close to crying because it's so upsetting that I even had to be that way for so long. Like now that I've told people about it, I wish I did it earlier because it's made such a difference in my life. And during COVID, there was this need for community, right? You had Black Lives Matter that was happening. You had Me Too. People had this desire to have more of a voice. And it led to these communities, right? Like people talked about disabilities. You had the commercial during Super Bowl where you had the girl with Down syndrome and the whole idea of that commercial was, if you have an expectation that I can't do something, I'm not gonna rise above. So don't tell me I can't have a margarita. Don't tell me I can't be strong, right? And I thought that was so powerful and that I needed that same messaging for MS because that is something I didn't have. So I decided to use my platform, to use social media to try to help people and give them something that I was missing. And now, seeing that so many other people are hurting and hearing that me sharing my story has changed their life and given them hope, and seeing me that I've been with this for so long and seeing what I'm doing helps them realize that regardless of their diagnosis, your life can change. MS has now ended up being something that has been the most fulfilling for me.